Gun advocates and Governor Gavin Newsom are praising a San Diego federal judge's ruling on a controversial gun control law.
The California law lets people sue anyone who violates the state's rules on selling assault weapons and ghost guns. It's modeled on a law in Texas that lets private citizens take abortion providers to court. CBS 8's Richard Allen breaks down this complex case that could ultimately end up in the U.S. Supreme Court.
Well, that's right. The part of this new law called into question requires anyone who challenges California's strict gun laws in court but loses any part of their case to then pay the state's legal fees, which could run into the millions. It's a stipulation that Judge Roger Benitez here in San Diego ruled is unconstitutional.
We were very gratified.
Sam Paredes is executive director of Gun Owners of California, which is celebrating this federal court decision. It will now allow firearms advocates to sue the state of California over its gun laws without fear of being on the hook for millions of dollars in legal fees if they lose their case.
His commentary was very definitive that this was bordering on tyrannical. It was an abomination of the legal system that we have here in America.
In his ruling, the Republican-appointed judge said that this provision undermines a person's First Amendment right to access the court system in order to protect their Second Amendment gun rights, adding, quote, "Today it applies to Second Amendment rights. Tomorrow, with a slight amendment, it could be any other constitutional right, including the right to speak freely, to freedom of the press, to practice one's religion, to restrict cruel and unusual punishment, and to be free from government takings without compensation."
We were very enthusiastic about the ruling.
And so is Governor Gavin Newsom, even though the judge ruled against part of this California law. Today, Newsom praised the decision because he says it vindicates his argument that the Texas abortion law, which this California gun law was patterned on, is constitutionally flawed. In a statement, the governor said, quote, "The provision in California's law that he struck down is a replica of what Texas did, and his explanation of why this part of SB 1327 unfairly blocks access to the courts applies equally to Texas's SB 8. There is no longer any doubt that Texas's cruel anti-abortion law should be struck down." As for the possible legal impact of this new ruling,
we have many lawsuits that are in the pipeline right now, and we are going to continue to pursue those lawsuits with increased vigor.
And in his ruling, the judge declined to address the constitutionality of Texas's law on abortion, saying, quote, "Although it would be tempting to comment on it, the Texas law is not before this court for determination."